I may be a little gay for you.
What's up, guys? It is part 2 of Matt Wilson's
Hey.
interview, and we are ready with the bombardment of questions. I hope you're ready, Matt.
Yes, I'm ready.
You better be. You better prepare them.
I'm
shields.
armed. I'm armed and ready.
Well,
No, that's too
problem
far.
with that is they're in the background. I can see them. That's the problem. Don't make me get the arm. It's there somewhere.
Oh, I know the one. Yeah.
Anyway, Jordan, what's your question?
So, Matt, do you have any cosplay horror stories or the worst thing that's happened to you at a con?
Good question. I don't think I've had any actual problems with cosplays at a convention. I think there's been a few times when I've like forgotten a piece of a costume, but it's never been anything too big. It's normally just been like, I think the original gold aviators that I bought just off of eBay, I think I forgot to bring those to RTX London. I mean, there's a few times where I've been like missing just a little bit of very nice of like bits of costume.
He's getting muted. There we go.
I mean, there's been some very stressful moments. I mean, the whole Kingsman shoot, trying to get that all done in less than an hour, with like some people turning up late and then some people only being available for the first 10 minutes or so, and trying to sort out about. I think I had like 3 different nightmares a week leading, either camera equipment going missing or people just not turning up at all, or like being there but not being able, like my voice wasn't working kind of thing. So I mean, that was stressful. I think the closest kind of thing which had to any kind of big problem would have been last November on the Saturday, where we were doing another one of our parody shoots, which was one of our friends cosplaying as the Night King from Game of Thrones. Because you know that in most conventions they'll have like set spaces where you can kind of hang out and stuff, and normally in Birmingham in the past it's been just outside the ticket barriers, and there's plenty of room. I mean, we'd get like set up for a shot or whatever, and then the con staff would tell us we weren't allowed to be there because it would be in the way. I was thinking, okay, fair enough. And they said we could move around to a different part. We'd move around there, and someone would move us further around. And then it got to a point where I think we managed to get one shot done. And then we were told we either had to go into the con hall itself, which you can't really film a group of like 16, 17 kind of action and stuff happening, or you could go outside. When in November, with how cold it was,
middle of winter,
that's ridiculous.
Particularly built for it. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm not sure if I'm remembering it correctly, but I think the con staff was, I think it was like a different company doing it. So I'm not sure if they just weren't aware that like they need big areas to like for people to have meets and stuff. But I remember we were kind of got into a bit of an argument for them with the amount of times we were being told that you could go, and like one person saying that we were allowed to use this area, but the other person saying we weren't. And then we kind of pointed out there was always massive My Hero group is that area, and say, oh no, we're going to move them in a bit. And as we walked away, they weren't being moved at all. So that was like the closest thing we've had.
Yeah, that sounds.
I think I've been quite lucky with not having any kind of big kind of issues to do with cosplays and stuff. Again, no like costume malfunctions, because my cosplays just tend to be like a base of normal clothing and then bits added onto the top of it. So it's at the end of the day, it's quite comfortable and doesn't fall apart that easily.
Easy wearing sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you say, if it's comfortable, great, innit?
It works. Yeah.
Yeah, it works nice.
Not many cosplays are comfortable. From what I've heard.
No, they really aren't. I mean, I won't go into detail, but the female ones can be a bit awkward. Anyway.
So, what's the creepiest / oddest compliment you've ever had?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was a creepy compliment. I mean, for the most part, it's just like at actual conventions, it's just people saying, "Oh, you know, I like your cosplay" or whatever. So I've not actually had any awkward ones on that. There was one very interesting one I had on Twitter a couple of years ago, which I got reminded of because someone had somehow managed to stumble across a tweet from 2 years ago. Where I think it was Miles, the voice actor for Jean, had made a post back because at the time there was a black cosplayer who had been cosplaying as Blake and had gotten like some backlash from some pretty horrible people saying, "Oh, you're not you're not white. You shouldn't cosplay."
Oh my god,
that's awful.
Yeah.
Left frick, like what the hell?
Yeah,
That's bull.
People really messed up like that.
Idiots.
He was saying like, you know, it shouldn't matter, you know, if you're a guy or a girl or black or white or whatever, you should be able to cosplay whoever you want.
Yeah. Hell
yeah.
Without any kind of judgment like that. So I kind of added my 2 cents to the measure. I posted a picture, one of the first pictures of my original Yang cosplay, and said, I'm a guy, but I cosplay Yang or whatever. You know, people should be able to cosplay whatever. And there was this one guy. This one guy in the replies. He literally just goes, "Sir, I may be a little gay for you." And I was like, honestly, I don't know how to react to that. So I was like, thanks for the compliment, I guess. But I think that's like that's the weirdest one I've had. Yeah,
that's amazing.
That doesn't sound like a title for the video. I don't know what it is.
Maybe a little gay.
Walk the line, Matt Wilson, sir.
Yeah. Maybe gay for
you. Oh my god, that's actually fantastic.
Yeah,
that's actually cracking that.
And I was like, well, I sent it to a couple of my friends and they found it at the time as well.
John, you look like you're making I'm holding in a question face.
I was just going to say it. So out of all the characters that you've cosplayed, if you were to put them all into an arena, who would you think could win?
That would be a tough one. I reckon... I mean, as much as I like Yang, I don't think she could hold up to some of them. I'd say it would probably be a close match between Tatsumi and Naofumi. I think it would all depend at whether kind of what stage of their kind of development of skills and stuff they'd have. Because I mean, at the end of Akame ga Kill, Tatsumi's got this really overpowered like dragon armor type stuff.
Yep.
It can fly around and is insanely strong to a point where he manages to stop a giant mech from falling on a city.
Cool.
And
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I wonder how much force that would take.
A lot.
Yeah.
It didn't have it had some consequences, but there you go. I won't go into spoilers. And then I mean Naofumi he's pretty strong as well. I mean, I think purely on a power basis, I'd probably give it to Tatsumi, but I think Naofumi has a lot of kind of tricks and he's a lot more strategic about his fights. So I'd probably give the edge over to Naofumi if he can outsmart him. I think the only way they could be beat by anyone else is by Jean, because in the fanfic, he can't die. Like it's literally the
What?
Yeah. What? So it's basically. Have you seen the movie? I think it's. I can't remember what the actual title is, but it's Tom Cruise. And I think it's like Live, Die, Repeat or something. So when you die, you go back in.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah.
So the whole premise around the story is that Jean is cursed to the point where whenever he dies, he will go back to a certain point in time, and the entire book is him trying to prevent the fall of Beacon from happening. And depending on how far he makes it past, then beforehand. So if he makes a mistake but he's still alive, like just after the fall of Beacon, he would still want to survive as long as he could, because otherwise he won't have enough time to prepare, because he keeps his mind and stuff, but any training that he's done, like any kind of, he'll still have like muscle memory, but any like physical strength and muscles he will lose. So if he survives like 2 years past the fall of Beacon, then he'll go 2 years before Beacon started. And it's a really interesting premise. So, I mean, I guess it is. I mean, delves a lot more. It's a very simplified version of what happens in the book.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I mean, if that counted, I mean, technically in that case, Jean would win because the others simply wouldn't be able to kill. Well, they'd be able to kill him, but he wouldn't stay dead. Yeah, no, I'd probably say.
What's the funniest moment you can remember on or off camera?
I mean, there's so many to pick from. I mean, certainly one of my favorite ones is the I smell pennies bit.
Oh my god!
The discovery of what I could do with that floor was brilliant.
Yeah,
just kind of a general goofball I can be. That one's definitely a good one. I really enjoyed the shenanigans we got up to in March as well.
Oh yeah.
I'd say the best reaction to anything I'd ever gotten would either be the pennies thing, the reveal of the current T-shirt which I use for Yang, which is the "Don't Make Me #Yangry," which my sister got me for my birthday. But there was there's two brilliant moments actually from one of the Ruby panels at RTX London 2018, which ended up blowing up bigger than I thought I did, to a point where something I came up with actually became the non-canonical name for Raven's sword.
I think I know what you're on about.
Yeah, the better daughter.
That's it.
So
yeah.
Okay. All right. So someone asked Gray what the name for Raven's sword would be. And because we just recently got the name of Crow's weapon, which was Harbinger, and Gray was like, I'm trying to think of a mom joke right now, and I just shout out from the audience, the better daughter.
So I was wondering, seeing as we recently got the name of Crow's weapon, what's the name of Raven's sword?
I'm gonna look at Gray.
Anna, just make something up.
I'm trying to come up with a mom joke right now.
Oh God.
That's a.
What? You say the better daughter?
That's a good one. I actually don't know off the top of my head.
And just the look on Barbara's face, like, did you just say the better daughter? Terrible.
The best part about that is I remember watching that live. Like, I was watching the live stream, and I didn't know it was you, obviously, at the time, but I was just like, that was amazing. So, major cred for that. That was awesome. I had no idea
The other one, which happened a little bit before that, was when someone had asked if the voice actors could write a scene for their character, and it could be anything they want, what would it be? And Gray was he'd say, I wanted to do a thing like with starts with a muffled shout from the stomach of a grim griffin, just like cuts his sword, Roman appears out of his stomach, cutting his way out like Boba Fett. After being eaten, and I just shouted out, that sounds like a hard story to digest.
My question is, if you had an opportunity, and you can cheat, Gray, if you had an opportunity to write a storyline chapter for your character, what would it be and why?
Oh man, I think the scene would start with a muffled voice coming out from the stomach of a grim griffin.
It's just a hat that
falls out. Then it turns out that his cane was a sword cane all along, and he cuts himself out from the belly, and then gets out, much like everyone wants Boba Fett to get out of the Sarlacc pit.
Nice.
And then Torchwick's back. But
it's infectious, isn't it?
and the reaction that got from the audience was brilliant. I'd say that's probably one of my proudest moments.
That's genuinely amazing. That
is absolutely great.
I've never been so glad to have a mind which is so quick with that kind of thing. I think I'm not great with other things. Like, my grasp of the English language is primary school level, to say the least. So I think all of that kind of my stats from actual being able to speak English has been moved to wittiness, which has its uses, but at the same time, maybe not so much.
I'd say that was
Decrease
an amazing
skill stats,
right there.
increase.
Yeah.
I'm min-maxing my stats.
I have 50 points to spend on anything.
Carry
Put it
away.
all into humour. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Oh dear. So I said this before we actually started recording, but like I feel out-yanged right now, and I don't feel like that very often in life. But we are wearing the same thing right now.
Yes, we are.
like,
Yeah.
like for real. I'm not even. It's almost weird. But what I have to say, mostly just to satisfy my own personal interest, if anything. But why? Out of all you got to admit there are obviously some amazing characters in RWBY. Why, out of all of them, Yang? Because I'm not denying that she's obviously awesome because she's my favorite character too. But just why?
We have to think about where it first started. I mean, to begin with, Yang wasn't even my favorite. She wasn't even my favorite member in Team RWBY. It used to be Blake. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, my favorite character used to be Pura.
Oh no!
And then and then obviously, I mean, I saw some similarities to myself in Jean when I was in secondary school and sixth form and stuff. So then, kind of, what happened to Pura kind of destroyed me emotionally. Let's say. I kind of I thought, I think it was midway through volume 3 that I started to like Yang more. I think it was the moment with the bit where Blake, after the whole incident with Mercury, after Blake says, I wanted to believe you, I think that might have kick-started and just kind of the look on Yang's face after that kind of helped me develop a bit of a soft spot for her. And then just gradually over time it kind of got more and more. And I mean, at that point I was kind of lacking a lot of self-confidence in myself. And I was kind of looking for a kind of, maybe not necessarily a role model, but something that I could kind of latch on to kind of better, kind of like push myself more. To the point where I kind of admired her kind of drive to get through, to make the most of bad situations and to kind of push through things no matter what. And just to try and make the most out of life. So I kind of gradually started adding that to myself, and then eventually the puns started coming around. I like being punny more than I like being sarcastic, because wrong way, and it has been in the past, which I think is why I stopped going down that route. But the thing with puns is that no reaction is a bad reaction, because they can either laugh, which is good, they can sigh and threaten you with physical body harm, which is also good.
Which is also great. That's a better
the worse
reaction,
the pun, the better. And then, I mean, the closest thing you can get to a bad reaction to a pun is having no reaction at all, but that just means that your intelligence is too high, but it's just gone over their head.
Remember that, Stephen. I'll remember that, Stephen Jordan.
Just that Fallout bit of, they will remember this. Well, no, it wasn't even, not even Fallout. And then, then I guess it just kind of snowballed from there, starting with cosplay, falling in love with being able to not be myself for a weekend or so.
Oh, hell yeah. It's amazing.
Playing into the bits, and then just to a point where it is now, where I have way too much Yang merch, to say the least. Honestly, I think at one point I did a count of how many bits of merch I have with Yang on it.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of glad I've forgotten the number, because it is ridiculously high.
It's over 9,000!
See, I remember a quote, I believe it was from you, Steve, ages ago. You always said to me, pretty much wherever you look in my room, you basically can't not see anything with Yang in it. I've never felt like that was wrong until I've just seen Matt. I'm just like, now that might be true, but God Yang.
I got a bunch of RWBY artwork up there. I've got a bunch above my bed there. Some on that wall. I've got my Yang shrine. I've got my volume 3 poster. To the point where the only wall which I don't have any RWBY stuff on it is the one by my door, which is just that way. But yeah, I've got way too much.
So Matt, On the topic of cons, you said it. Is there any plans you've got for cosplays in the future? Or is there anything you want to do?
I mean, I want to bring in my Volume 7 version of Rust at some point. That one. I mean, I think most of the plans that I've got that I had for this year, I'll probably do again just next year, depending on when they go ahead.
Yeah.
Another one which I've got planned is I want to do my Hunter from Destiny 2, which is part of the reason why I started working on Malfeasance.
Yeah.
Which is going to be it should be an interesting build because it's got armor and whatnot, and the cloak which I use in game is going to be a right pain to use because it's got all of these different patterns on it, and like I'm already regretting maybe doing this one. I want to do. I'm not sure if any of you have seen the Dishwasher 1910s Ruby 3.0 artwork.
Don't.
It's like
the
it's
name
like a
sounds
time
familiar,
skip.
You told me
it's
about
a time
it a
skip
ago.
version of Ruby, yeah. So they're all in their mid-20s. So I want to do a 3.0 version of Yang at some point. Because I really like because with her design, it's like the kind of short hair, which is close to a wig which I use, but then it's got the kind of it's got two long strands, kind of similar to what Emerald has.
Oh yeah.
So I'm in the process of getting like those bits commissioned, and then kind of having the ends dyed slightly so that it makes it kind of look a little end. So that one I'd probably do for a summer convention, and also it'll be a bit of like a confidence test for me because it's got a crop top.
I remember seeing that on your Facebook. I remember posting on it like, do it.
Pretty much,
I can do it. Anyone can do it. Do it.
Reactions. Yeah. So I gotta make sure that I keep my shape for when that happens.
Nah,
just done.
Nah, you don't need to work out. Me, I haven't worked out once in my life, and people still confuse me for a girl. It's fine. Like,
I had that I worked twice yesterday. Actually, I had 2 customers think I was a woman just because I had long hair. And then then I spoke, and they were like, "Yeah, I don't know." Then I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't think that. Who knows? And then I spoke, and they very quickly realised their mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how, but okay.
So I got that one planned. And then, depending on the weather, I do want to do the Volume 7 version of the Yang at some point. That one I'd probably save for November.
Yeah, same.
And it's just a matter of because I think I had someone tell me that they had like one of the there used to be a jacket very similar to the one that she uses that is very kind of visually similar. So she's going to see if she can find out where or what they were called and if they're available still. And might see if I can get one of those on the cheap. And then I was wanting to do Issei Hyoto from High School DxD at some point because that was a relatively good.
I did not expect that to come up. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll say
I only know that anime.
I watched it. Yeah. It's got good plot and it's got good plot. So there you go. But I mean,
that's what the YouTube comments say as well. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Cosplay itself.
Obviously not judging, but like, yeah.
Of course, no. Yeah. I mean, that's the one anime like that which I would watch. But I think the cosplay, I've already got I've got the trousers, I've got a red t-shirt, and I've got like a white kind of just shirt which I can pop over the top. And I don't think I'd even bother really with a wig. The only I'd want to try and do like the kind of the dragon glove and see if I could work in like a glowing light to it, kind of similar to what I did for the Shield Hero Shiro.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
And then see if I can isolate audio clips from the show. So I press a button, it would make like the boost sound effect or the voice line or whatever.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That one I'd probably have to do. I'd either have to figure out a way to get them still have some good movement in my hand, or I'd just have to do it at a convention where I'm not filming all the time because considering how big that gauntlet is, it would just get in the way too much.
Yeah.
And then the other cosplay, which there's another 2 which I'm tempted to do. One is Mercury at some point.
Oh, right. Interesting. Didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, maybe potentially going to be doing a couple's cosplay with an Emerald, which would be nice. eventually if cons ever happen again, which I will continue to say. And then the other one is I've had a friend of mine recommend me do this one before. And I've seen another friend has started up a Final Fantasy shoot plan for Birmingham in March, if that goes ahead, where I might do a version of Tifa. So kind of going along a similar sort of kind of punchy girl kind of theme. I think I'm not sure which version I do. I think there's a version of her where she's got like a long black kind of butt cape kind of thing. I don't think it's from 7. I think it's like Advent Children or something like that. Which has got, I really like the design of that one, so I might do that at some point.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about now actually, because everybody knows Tifa for like white crop top, short black skirt pretty much, but I think I know which one.
This one, she's got like cargo shorts and whatnot, and so that would probably be a good kind of a middle ground between my usual cosplays and then eventually going into doing 3.0 Yang, which is crop top and booty shorts. I probably wouldn't do the booty shorts, but you know.
Come on.
I mean, I'll see how I feel doing Tifa.
Matt, you've got people on Twitter who like you a bit too much, so you may as well indulge in their fantasies even more. It's the title of this damn video, probably.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, you might want to pay attention for this next question, Matt.
Oh dear Lord.
Okay.
Yep.
Who is one of the few sci-fi characters other than Freddy, Shaggy, and Batman that could have collected all 7 Dragon Infinity Emeralds?
Now, I'd be so confused with this if I hadn't literally watched Gemma's interview this morning. So I was actually prepared for
this one. He knows the secret!
Oh crap, I'm going to have to change it.
I'm saying, I don't know if there's a specific answer that you're looking for, but I'm going to say Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda!
For God's sake. Someone was, wasn't they?
Someone had to say it.
I was going to say, Baby Yoda getting all the 6 stones together just to get his chicken, just to get his chicken nuggies.
He is the 7th.
He's the bloody meme stone, let me tell you. Jesus Christ.
Sipping from
amazing how one franchise can just be known for one little thing. Quite literally.
The Mandalorian had gone under everyone's radar if it weren't for that.
Yeah.
I know, right? Bloody hell. Well, I mean, I normally ask the last question with lots of like umph and gutso, but he knows what we're going to ask.
There's one he doesn't know.
Oh, is there?
Hang on, I'll just pretend like I don't know what you're going to ask.
Wait, hang on. If me and Jordan are on the same wavelength, does it involve?
Yes. Matt, can you name 5 things that's not about us being the Phantom Thieves?
5 things about you that's not related to the Phantom Thieves.
Yeah, it's not related to us being the Phantom Thieves.
Yeah, because we're not.
Can it be any?
Thieves.
5 things.
5 things, yeah.
Just any 5 things.
You need an example.
Go for it, yeah.
Go on, Aaron.
No, you brought up the question. You do it.
What stuff? What, just like pizza, toothpaste, demons, baseball? We are the Phantom Thieves. There you go.
Oh, I was gonna say I've not actually played Persona, but I don't know if that's anything specifically to do with it. I'm guessing it's. Let's think.
Oh God.
Let's go with money, Clorox, fake tan, America, and fake news. We are the Phantom Thieves.
I mean, money is still technically very much to do with us being the Phantom Thieves, but we'll leave that out.
No, Harry, no.
I'm saying, okay, replace that with golf then.
Golf. Yes.
Wait a minute, what? Don't say that after going 2 minutes to play golf.
No, not on GTA. He means in real life, people. That's right. Jordan plays sports. It's weird, I know.
Right,
well,
what's
no,
mythical sports?
After a bit of preparation, we will ask the final question.
Yeah.
And the final question is, Matt.
Yeah.
It's the most important question, as you already know what it is. But it's the most important question. How, Matt Wilson, how can you breathe?
Well, but here's the thing. I just don't. I find it's overrated. Right. You can save so much time and energy from just not breathing. I mean, you can go underwater, you can go into space, you can go underwater. You can eat constantly, not having to breathe. I mean, this is a bit of a problem the only problem I find is with alcohol, I'm a lightweight, so it means that you just down your drinks too quickly and instantly get blackout drunk on half a Copperberg. So yeah, no, I just find it kind of overrated. I don't buy into the whole breathing cult. It just doesn't seem worth my time, to be honest.
Anyway, Matt, it has genuinely been awesome talking to you.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's good to chat again.
I'm glad you have, because you know it would be pretty crap otherwise, you know. So
yeah.
But yeah, so thank you everybody for watching. If you haven't seen part 1 of Matt's interview, please pop over to the Talks on Tor channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you go over there, because we need them to know that we are actually useful for them, so we can keep doing like this. Yes, very much so.
I'll send this to the gulag.
Oh crap! Is this a war zone? It's all right. I've got my knives. I can see them. Anyway. So, but while you're here, drop a like,
leave a comment,
subscribes are always appreciated.
And don't forget to ring the notifications bell to hear about our latest videos.
Ding ding.
Yes. And also,
Yang.
Oh god. Well, I was about to promote Warp Dimension Media and tell them to go subscribe to them, but since he's gone, I guess I won't do that.
Subscribe to Warp Dimension Media. I can't even get our name right.
Welcome.
We
to
need
our channel
more views. We need more views. We don't have content for this year. We need the views on our old videos.
Thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen at home. See you next video.
Bye.
Bye.